Good morning. So I've had my eye on this spot for a while, and I've never gone out because it always seemed fat or just not really too exciting. But on a foil, oh wow! All of a sudden, it was this is much bigger and steeper and faster than anything I've tried to foil on before. I mean, these waves were maybe shoulder high on the sets, and real like really hard to get into. But then once I got in, man, it felt like a million miles an hour, and so steep and steepest, biggest waves I've been out on the foil so far. That drop is intense, really scary. So far, my front foot has been way too far back and not enough weight on it. I've popped up, and so like committing to that front foot is what I'm going to try to do next. Yeah. So this kind of wave has me so stoked on foiling. And like dodging that kelp like that, it was like, it seemed like it was certain doom that I was going to hit it and just go flying. But then I just kind of leaned a little bit and managed to, the mast just barely missed that whole bed of kelp, and it seemed like the foil itself went underneath it. But yeah, so this is one of the few spots where the kelp beds are mostly cleared out, and the ones that are there are just kind of floating. They've been ripped up. And so, yeah, I'm super stoked. You know, it's a deep water spot, so like hitting the bottom was not a non-issue. You know, there is no bottom really. It's real deep, and just, man, this felt so intense, like so high and so fast and so scary. That's scary. Super intense drop. I almost bailed, but I stuck with it, and that was probably one of the highest, raddest wave flights I've had yet, man. Good stuff. Yeah, so I am really, really stoked on foiling. This is like a whole new level for me, and just, it turns a wave that, I mean, I gave the spot a pass so many times because it just didn't look fun or just kind of gutless. But here on a foil, it's like super intense and exciting, and there was a late takeoff that I got just obliterated, and kind of it lifted up anyway. But man, here's another kelp dodge, and that was really exciting. I thought I was gonna hit that one for sure too, but the whole thing was just like, you know, I'm so stoked on foiling because it takes all these waves that normally would be not that big a deal, and all of a sudden it's super fun and super intense again, and really exciting. And so here they are again in real time, and you can get a sense of the speed. Yeah, man, it was so fun, and just and the other great thing is, like, so many of these spots, there's nobody out because nobody really wants these waves. You know, on most boards, they just aren't that fun. You know, it's kind of they're really hard to get into, and you know, as you can see here, it's just kind of this fat rolling kind of shoulder thing. And this is after the tide came up, and so they're even more kind of swampy, barely breaking. You know, a couple hours ago, it looked a lot better. But you can still, for me anyway, I look at this and go, man, foil. And here the pelicans really show us how it's done. And yeah, it kind of hit me watching those pelicans that this is kind of what the pelicans do, and what we're doing on a foil is just kind of harnessing a new kind of energy of just soaring, you know, just that speed and grace, and so cool. A little bit of a shore break to contend with. It's the only thing. Like in the summertime, it's not that bad, but in the wintertime, it can get pretty gnarly. And then these guys were huddled down. This is a stone's throw away at the next break, and that's what's crazy. This is like one of the most crowded spots in the world, and then just around the corner, it's completely empty. You know, so this guy was surfing really stylish. So thanks for watching. Stoked.